Great Friday evening, 2/26/2021. To God be the glory for the closing of Friday night and going into the formal weekend and closing out this month. To God be the glory. I thank the Lord for, like I said, the opportunity of just being able to connect with my son a little more. It's just been a gift during this virtual time while he's taking classes, and to be able to work at my job too. What I'm referring to is the informal lessons. You have late adolescents, young adults who, if you think about, well, when I think about how I was at 19 and 20, and to be able to go through those bumps and very hard terrain, and to have someone who can coach, especially in work life and different decisions. And there was a situation where my son, how you have different personalities in organizations, and I won't even say if it was a female or a male, but there's someone who rubs people the wrong way. And young adults, a lot of them are quick to respond and snap off and clap back. It's like, no, Timothy, it's not everything is worth a response. And practically nothing is worth, especially when you consider the source. You got to get to the point where you could do James 1:19. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to wrath. And that takes practice and patience with yourself and going through the process. After you have suffered, the Bible said that you will be strengthened, you'll be established, you'll be perfected in some things. So they have to go through a process. Well, because today is the 26th of February, he would have gone to Proverbs 26, and this is what he said about verse 24. Verse 24 says, "He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him." Like I said, that could be for ladies too. And another version says, "Whoever is filled with hate," you got the haters. When they're filled with hate and just mess and misery, a lot of times they disguise it with speech. Oh, hi, hoo, ha, hoo. But inside, they hold on to deceit. And they talk charmingly. Do not trust them. And we always read about how, we do not look to man or have confidence in that, because they're just dust. We're just dust. We just go back to dust, right? Our frame goes back to the earth, our body. So we're just here temporarily. We have to look to the Lord, who is the author and finisher of our faith, who will anchor us in times. And know that we are all we're all open to the ploys of the enemy if we allow ourselves to be like that. But the key is Deut.6. And this is a privilege when we have a chance to spend time with our youth, whether they are 40 years old or they're no longer around. Still, we could pray for them. And while we still have them, and maybe it's not our own youth, this is what we're to do. In verse 5 of Deut.6, "And thou shalt," we should model this, "we shall love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thine soul, and with all thine might." When we fill ourselves with the presence of the Lord and the love of God, "And these words I command thee this day shall be in thine heart." And we're filling our whole life with the presence of the Lord. And when we have that, then it overflows, and then we can spread it to others. In verse 7 it says, "And thou shalt teach them diligently to our adult children, to our young children, to our students, to our neighbors, whoever. And thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, if you invite them over, socially distanced with a mask, or when thou walkest by the way, you take a stroll in the neighborhood, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, maybe around the wrist, and they shall be frontlets like a headband around thine eyes. Thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. Bottom line, they should have reminders that this is the way to go, the Lord's way. When you fill yourself with the presence of the Lord, then when the time comes, when the test comes, whatever is in the heart will come out, the abundance. So this is what we're to do. What we're to do, live it out so that they'll understand that this walk is real, and they won't become exasperated with what's around them, but they will draw nigh to the Lord, and he'll draw nigh to them. All right. Have a great evening, being full of the presence of the Lord, and get great rest.